I know everyone says this, but I'm so glad we had that time of... First of all, what do you think your parents were really thinking? I called your dad and said, hey, I just got fired on my birthday. I didn't say on my birthday. Like I would add that unnecessary.
It's true.
But I'm now unemployed and illegal, and I am pumped to marry Cameron. And he was so supportive. I do not understand why.
I think that was God's grace, because that is not like my dad.
No, I
at
thought
all.
he would have had every right to be like, figure it out, bucko.
Right. So someone asked for my sister's hand in marriage, and my dad said, no, absolutely not. You're a bartender. What are you doing? Like, finish getting your degree, get a real job, and come back and ask me. Like, that's the type of dad my dad is. My dad's not one of these, the Lord will provide. He's an engineer, and he thinks very logically. And I remember him saying to me, like, okay, I know you love this guy. Like, I don't question that. I don't question that you love this guy. But, you know, he can never give you the life that I've provided for you.
Whoa.
That's what my dad said.
What the hell, John?
That's what he said.
I don't know if he did. I think we should call him and put him on speakerphone.
Sure, I'll call him. You took my phone away. I don't have it.
Too, yeah.
But I'm happy to call him.
Also, I don't know if we should do that. Your dad might get kind of angry when he finds out he's on Pints with Aquinas. And
okay, last time we had this conversation, you said call your dad and see how it happened.
No,
how exact was my story?
Your story was accurate.
Yeah,
and he did confirm.
Yeah, and I think my dad did say to me, of my girls, you're the one that maybe will survive not having...
Well, what he said of the two of us is that we're able to step in, different word, manure, and come out smelling like roses.
Yeah, he did
We've
say
been
that.
able to do that pretty successfully throughout our marriage.
We have swam through a lot of manure.
So much manure.
Irish manure, Canadian manure.
And I'm wearing the big boots, but the manure is like coming into the top of the boots, and now I'm stepping in it, and what is happening, Jesus?
Yeah, backstroking in the manure. But no one...
Oh my gosh, you took it one step further.
Somehow you will provide... And roses will rise up, and it'll be lovely.
We moved from Ireland to Canada, and we were on, I think, 28 grand a year.
I don't even think it was 25. That much. No, I think it was less.
Less than 25 grand a year?
Yeah. And it was Canadian, so it's even less American.
Like $20 a week. No. And we couldn't afford much.
Because I made more when I worked in Houston than we made. So I made more at St. Thomas More in Houston than we made in Ireland together. And then and then we took a pay cut. When we moved to Canada, we made even less. I want to say it was probably close to like 17 or 18,000 American that we made a year.
3 cool memories we had from being beneath the poverty line in Canada. Literally, quite literally. I'm not saying we were destitute, but we were objectively beneath the poverty line.
Below poverty.
One was when my boss drove me to work, and I had no money for gas. And he was putting gas in, and I thought he was just going to put in like $5-10. He just kept going. I was just so thankful. Mm-hmm. That was one story.
Yeah. When I went to the Y, you wanted a membership to the Y, and we couldn't afford it. Yeah. And they like base it off of what you make. But I think 70% of our income went to rent because we got a house.
Not a good idea.
Wasn't a good idea. No, we should have lived in an apartment. But we wanted to live in a house near all our other friends. And were there 5 guys that y'all all carpooled?
Yeah.
So all the families only had one car, and then we would only be without a car like every 4 or 5 days. So y'all would carpool. And I remember like the Y said what we'd have to pay, and it wasn't much. It was like maybe $50 a month, because they saw how little money we made, and it was like $25 or $35 a month. And I was like, we can't afford it. And I was like, listen, what if I volunteer? Like, I'll scrub toilets, like whatever you need. And they were like, well, you can't volunteer and get 2 memberships, because I wanted the membership for you. And I was like, but I want my husband to be able to work out. And the guy at the front's like, it doesn't work that way. And I was like, but listen, can't you make it work that way? Like, come on. Like, I could do anything. What do you need? I could do your job, you know? And I was just joking with them.
Doesn't look hard.
It doesn't look that hard,
What are you
please.
doing?
And then another woman overheard and was like, oh no. Hey, do you know your way around the gym? And I was like, yeah, I know my way around the gym. Please. I was an athlete. I was captain of the wrestling team.
Please. Again, here we go with the confidence.
And she's like, have you ever taught a workout class? I'm like, no. She's like, do you think you could do it? I'm like, absolutely. She's like, if you mess up in the middle of the routine, what do you do? I'm like, fake it till you make it, smile and keep going.
Is that what you said?
Like, you got a job. And the other guy was like, wait, but we can't do that. And she's like, no, I need an instructor. This woman's
And wasn't
perfect.
it for old women?
I did a bunch of different classes, but the Young at Heart class was my favorite. And the Young at Heart was senior citizens. And at the time we had 2 kids, and I even was pregnant with our third. And I would set up like a blanket on the floor, and half the times Avila would come in and like play in the mirror while I taught the class. And these beautiful women, there was a great thrift store in our town, and they ran it, and it was only open a couple days a week. And they said, Cameron, we want you to come in early. Come in an hour before the store opens. We have winter clothes for your family. And they laid out all these like top brand, beautiful snow coats, snow pants, boots. I'm looking around. I know we can't afford it. And I said, oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You guys are so wonderful. We're just going to get coats and we'll be fine. And they were like, no, welcome to Canada. You can't just have a coat. That's not how it works.
You will die.
You will die. Like, you need all this. And I was like, no, we don't need all of it. And it was clothes for you, me, Avila, and Liam. And they were like, all of it's going to be $7. And I just started crying because they knew I didn't have enough money to buy all of it. Like, yeah. And it was beautiful. And I felt so loved by them. And these lovely Young at Heart ladies, my senior citizen workout, like God just provided.
Yeah. We didn't have a phone.
Nope.
And who cares? Like, our priorities were each other and the children and a beautiful community.
Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons we never felt, I don't think we would have felt embarrassed anyway, but one of the reasons that was never a temptation is that we were living with other people who didn't make much money.
Right. Yeah.
And we would share things with each other. I didn't need a lawnmower because Garth had a lawnmower.
Yeah. Yeah. And I remember I knew which stores offered sales different nights, and I'd drive. So like there was a Shoppers Drug Mart, like a CVS type store, and they'd always mark down their stuff this certain night of the week. I think it was like Wednesday night. And I would go and there'd be milk, and it was like a fraction of the price. I buy all of it and then drive around and drop it off because it was going to go bad. We'd maybe only use a gallon. So I dropped the rest off at other people's houses, and yeah, we were in it together, you know. I remember the day someone called saying that her kids were hungry and it wasn't payday for 3 more days. And she was kind of crying on the phone. And I was like, hey, I got it. I have the car. I have plenty of food. I have pasta. I'm coming over. I'm making food. And yeah, and it's hard because it's so humble. Like, it was so hard for her to pick up the phone and call me and tell me that. I'm sure. But I was so happy to make the last of our pasta and feed all of her kids and ours.
Yeah, we are all, I think, willing to help if someone would just ask us. But it's more difficult to receive than to give.
Yeah.
Very often.
Yeah.
I remember why are we telling this story?
I don't know.
Are we licking our wounds? I think part of it is just what a beautiful adventure we had with our blessed Lord.
Yeah.
And I just want to encourage any young people out there, like, you're making no money. That's okay. Just love your wife well.
Yeah.
And trust in the Lord, and don't be stupid. But even if you're stupid, it'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
No, that might be.
No, I think so. I think God totally provides. And like, some of my favorite memories were like putting the kids on the sled and walking to the Y, you know, because you had the car. I didn't have a car that day. But it was like, life was simple. Like, they were very humble Christmases, you know, but they were good.
Let's check this out. The one gift I got for Christmas when we made no money and couldn't afford meat or beer was Scott Hahn's Bible Dictionary. Mm-hmm. I was so pumped. Thank you.
You're welcome. I saved up for that.
I had him sign that.
Hindsight, if I had called Scott and told us how poor we were, he would have just sent it to us for free.
Well, we didn't know him back then. Thanks very much for watching that clip. You can click the link below if you want to watch the full interview, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.